host on Visually Speaking, and today we'll be talking about Before I Do, faith, culture, and the reality of premature sex. I have 3 guest hosts with me today, and they're going to be telling a little bit about themselves and their relationship status.
Hey, I'm Felicia. My relationship status, single, ready to mingle.
Hey, I'm Shane, and I'm happily married.
Amen.
My name is Fitz, and I am also happily married. Not to him, though.
All right, to begin, so when you hear premature sex, do you view it more as a normal part of dating or something that should be reserved for marriage?
Premarital? I mean,
You want the Christian answer?
yeah.
No, just speak freely, however you feel is your opinion. No judgment here.
From a Christian standpoint, it's naturally you wait until marriage. But on a reality standpoint, that is pretty difficult. It's pretty difficult, especially for men. Especially for men, because we women look good. I mean, Fitz, help me out here.
Wait. I was just following. I didn't know where you were going with it.
I don't know. But that's it. I mean, if we should follow the Christian perspective, which is what we should follow, it's ideal. It's what's required in the Bible. But I think it's one of the most difficult things, especially for a man.
Do you want to chime in?
Oh, okay. So okay. So I think based on Shane's perspective, I agree. For men, it is difficult, but it's easy for us to say that because we are men, and we don't know what it's like on the other side.
Yeah.
So we can only speak for us. We can assume that it's the same way for women, but again, you've never been a woman. So, but to me, the conversation of premarital sex is always interesting because, especially as a Christian, because you know you're not supposed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know it's not supposed to happen. But depending on who you are, do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's when the world throws sex at you everywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very difficult for, I think, any human being to resist something that is in their face all the time. And it's even ingrained in society as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
You can't escape it.
you can't.
Because they always talk about, sex sells. So it's like you log into Instagram, you see a music video, it's like they're in your face 24/7. Like you can't escape it.
Absolutely. I do agree. It's there everywhere. Social media, even in normal conversations, it comes up, like just day-to-day conversations, like, sex. And I think sometimes if you're not doing it, that's a negative effect. People are looking at you like, what is wrong? How you're a 30-year-old virgin?
Yeah.
And it's just like...
They made a whole movie out of being a 40-year-old virgin.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm curious about the female perspective, though.
About...
Is it hard?
It's hard. It's okay. Well, y'all want me to be honest?
Please.
Okay, you talk about a 30-year-old virgin. I'm 31 and I've never had sex. And I think people see it as like, she's good. Like, she's not tempted. I beg to differ. Like, lust is a thing. Like, I see a good man, like, I'm in a serious relationship. Like, I kind of want to take it to that level. But I haven't for obvious reasons, and we can talk about that in later on in the conversation. But no, I get tempted. Like, I don't know if y'all noticed, but when you hit 30, like, your hormones shift so drastically. And it's like, at first in my 20s, I was like, okay. And then it's like when I hit my 30s, it was like, the urge got even worse. So it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like something that we do deal with, And men are attracted too. Like, y'all are attractive. Y'all are attractive human beings. We are attracted to you. So the same desires y'all have, we have them as well.
Yeah. And just since we're being honest, I don't have the same path as Felicia because, I have engaged in premarital sex. I'm not married, but and it is hard. So I would say I gave in. And like Felicia said, we'll talk about it down the line why I end up giving in. But like he said, men are attractive, and if the conversation is there all the time, the temptation is there all the time, it's kind of hard not to give in, especially if you're with somebody and you are attracted to them. Yeah, this person looks good. And you guys are together all the time. Eventually, well, that was my case. I end up, succumbing to my desires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm curious, sorry.
Yeah.
How have you...
It was so long. I was big.
How?
And I'll be 32 in a few months.
I'm like, how, Sway?
Like, she holds a key to heaven's gate.
She's going in first.
She's going in first.
That's a level of strength and
that's
fight that I know for a fact I don't.
And it's ruined relationships, because I've had boyfriends, I've had serious relationships, I've said I love you and I've meant it. And I'm honest when I start dating, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of waiting, And I say it up front and they're like, okay. At first it's more of a,
we don't
so you
believe
say,
you.
we don't believe you.
Mhm.
And then it's like 6 months down the road, they're like, oh, she's serious. And I'm like, I'm 100% serious. And then thank God, like, the relationships fizzled out for whatever reason. Like, I had one dude who told me, he was like, I told him up front, I was like, yeah, I don't want to have sex. 6 months into relationship, it kind of like got brought up again. He was like, oh, you're serious? He's like, well, how can you, his analogy was, when you buy a car, you have to test drive it.
That's always the analogy.
Which is crazy, because I was like, I'm your girlfriend. And it's like, you're really comparing me to buying a car right now?
I mean, he has a point.
So
the test drive
I
thing.
think we should clarify from now that we can only speak from the male perspective.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, because I don't want people in the comments to be going crazy talking about whatever, but we are only speaking from the male perspective, just as a blanket statement.
Okay.
So let me get this out.
Okay.
That said, I agree with Shane. He does have a point.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think guys do that, well, for one, if you tell a guy that you're waiting for marriage, he's going to be like, okay, cool, great, I'm waiting too. But in his head, he's just like, all right, it's just going to be extra work. I'm going to play the long game.
And that's exactly what it is. It's a long game. People literally say
to get mine, you
I
know?
don't get it.
But he played the long game.
Yeah.
But it's the thought of test driving the car. I hate that analogy, but because that's the one that came up, I'm going to use it. It does make sense to guys, and maybe to women, because I have heard some women say, if I know you can't please me, I'm not going to marry you. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to know you can't please me, and then I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life. There are women who I've heard say that. But the concept for me, doesn't matter what gender is saying it, is just literally, you want to know if you're
compatible now.
Yeah,
you're good, right?
Because I have heard horror stories of people who waited until they were married. Both of them waited until they were married, and then it was just not it.
But on the flip side of that, the horror story comes from, for example, a male that has experience with a female that maybe doesn't have the same amount of experience, and then you're trying to get the female that you're with to be like the woman from 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, especially if we take it from a biblical perspective, it makes sense that both of you experience it together once. Mm-hmm. Like, for the first time for both of you, I think it would be great, because when you have all this experience with driving all these different cars, and then so someone's like, this is my first car, and you're like, oh, but the engine doesn't work properly, or it doesn't sound like the Corvette I had last year, and it doesn't move like that one right there. I think that's what causes all this back and forth, and then it seems like the person that got their first car is like, this first car is not good. It's not that. That's not the case. Mm-hmm. You weren't supposed to be driving all those cars before. Yeah. So I think that's kind of what's been causing all this back and forth with premarital sex and marital sex and
yeah, because like if you don't have anything to compare it to, both of you guys are there to, this is your very first time. I don't have nothing to compare it to. Like he said, I'm not comparing it to my ex from 3 years ago. I have nothing to compare it to. This is your first time. This is my first time. Right. So now here's the question. So should those who have not experienced anything find others who also have not experienced anything? Should two virgins get together to eliminate any comparisons?
I knew you were going to look at me.
No, you were shaking your head, so I was just like...
I mean, for me, if I happen to meet one, okay, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure I know I'm going to be dating someone who's already had sex. I mean, I'm in my 30s. It's going to possibly happen. And I'm fine with it. I just don't need a list. Like, I don't tell me how many people you've been with. Please be tested from A to Z. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being taught. You know, you're never too early or never too old to learn new things. So that's fine. I don't know how it would feel if I was getting with someone else who didn't have sex. I feel like it would be awkward, completely awkward in the bedroom. And I don't think I'm already awkward and I don't need someone else being awkward with me. Dead. Like us trying to figure it out in the dark. That's...
You put the light on.
I was like, just switch on.
It's better to switch on.
But my thing is, my thought process with the two virgins though is that like, yeah, you can the concept of coming in with no expectations because neither of you have the experience. It's nice and all to say.
It makes it easier.
But there's still expectations coming in because people be watching porn. Mm-hmm. They may not have had sex.
True.
But people be watching porn. And so in their head, what they see or like to watch, that's what they're expecting from whoever. And so the issue is not even just about premarital sex. You should not have premarital sex straight off the bat. As a Christian, it's a part of our faith. It's a part of our beliefs. But that also extends to pornography as well. Because you set that expectation for what you want for a man coming to a woman who's a virgin, but I'm also a virgin as well. And then it's just like, you're not doing it like this porn star or like this video I saw and this is what I expected and all this kind of stuff. And same thing for a woman coming to a man and it's just like, yeah, you ain't do it like how I saw him do it in that video, you know? And so I think level setting is ideal when you come in with both a blank slate, but the way the world works right now, no one's coming in with a fully blank slate. Like, and that's where the dilemma is. So it's going to be a challenge either way. Even if both people come with experience, it's still a challenge. You know, but yeah.
And Felicia, I will turn this question to you, right? And sorry that but have you ever felt pressure to compromise just to keep a relationship? Like you tell someone, no, I'm saving myself to a marriage, but you know, you guys are in this relationship 6 months down the line, and they are still asking you. Have you ever felt like, okay, maybe I should just give in to keep this relationship?
Have I felt pressured?
Or persuaded?
I mean, things get heated. Like, it's not like I'm just with a person and we're just holding hands on the couch. Like, things get to that level and it gets heated and they make comments like, oh, you know, I can just slip in, slip out real quick. Or, you know, try to keep
People aren't original. People aren't original. That's new. No, everybody says that.
Everybody says that.
Right there.
But yeah, I have been like pressured to like do it to keep the relationship alive. And I'm just like, you don't respect me. Like I have this boundary, I have it set, and you're not respecting it. So why do we need to continue this relationship? You know, I was being honest with you from the get-go. Like, this is how I felt about the situation. and I'm giving you the opportunity to either stay or leave. You decided to stay. And now here we are a few months later, and you're trying to like persuade me to do something that I don't want to do, and you're disrespecting my boundary. Why do you need to be around when I have a boundary and you're not going with it? So yes, I felt persuaded. Yes, I felt pressured, and the relationship has ended. Thank God, multiple relationships have ended because of it.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So then, for those who believe in God, right, how much your faith actually influence your decision in dating and sex? So the decision you made, your boundary, is it a personal boundary, or is this like, okay, because of my walk with God, this is the reason why I'm taking this stance?
Well, back then I had no boundaries. It was church was just church. It was something we were born in, and we worked with it. But when it came on to sex, I mean, you didn't smoke, you didn't drink, you didn't this, you didn't that. But when it came on to sex, it was like, I can do this. I can do this. And when I get married, I'm fine. I mean, it's not the adultery or fornication anymore when I get married. So, but then, and the crazy part of that is you develop this insatiable appetite for sex. And then when you get into a marriage, it's one woman. It's just one woman. And you got to work with every emotion from that woman. I mean, back then, like when you were all around, it was just, you dealt with the sexual aspect of all the females you've dealt with. You never got to deal with a pregnant female or a female that's just tired from work. You just meet them when they want to do it. And so you get into marriage and you're like, why don't you move like that one right there? She used to be all that, and you're just, I want to sleep. So it makes it difficult when you don't have boundaries, and I think that's what the Bible was trying to prevent. Because if you're not careful, you're going to compare your partner every day. Like everything that she does, you're going to compare it to someone else that you had an experience with. So I think the boundaries is necessary. I didn't have any. I just rolled with the flow when it came on to sex because women looked good and I wanted it and she wanted it and we did it. That was it. But as you grow older and you start to understand, oh, this is why the Bible says I'm not supposed to do this. Because now you got to just cuddle. You got to just cuddle because she's tired. She went to work all week. She's tired. So now you got to learn how to cuddle. Just cuddle. And you're there, you want it, but you don't want to, you got to be good to your wife. Yeah. So it makes the transition really hard because going from not having boundaries to having boundaries is the toughest thing. It's the toughest thing. So yeah, I think boundaries are really, really necessary.
Yeah. One of the things that, first of all, the biggest mistake anyone can make is to start having sex in their teenage years. Yeah. That's the biggest mistake like anyone can make. I know because I did it. But that growing up in the Adventist church, especially with me being the son of a pastor, like I was like, as long as I don't catch nothing, as long as I don't get anybody pregnant,
you're good.
I'm good to go. Look, if you like me, I like you, you want it, I want it, boom, let's go. And that was the criteria. And it was just like, if you found someone and you built a connection or, you guys both shared that attraction with each other, it was fair game. But to Shane's point, then you get married. And then you realize, first of all, I don't have options like I used to. Mm-hmm. So that's one. Two, it's a matter of like when you feel like it. So I gotta wait when you feel like it. You gotta wait when I feel like it. Like, and when you start blending a life together, there's so many different things that come with that, and you have to deal with the change in moods and the fact that sometimes it doesn't align because of how life is. So you were just saying, like, your wife could be pregnant or she's coming home from work and she's tired and she doesn't want it. All she wants to do is cuddle. But you've been waiting all day for her to come home from work so that you can do more than cuddle, right? But you can't be mad at her for being tired, right?
Right.
And so the thing with boundaries is it's so key in different ways that I don't think people think about when they first start having sex. It's that you have to learn to adapt to the other person wholeheartedly. You have to go through the roller coasters up and down and literally just be respectful and find a balance between the two. I still give you props for holding out.
I do.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really, really good.
So would you guys say, because I heard Shane talk and I hear you talk, and I feel like a commonality between the two conversations is that the Adventist church, they give us such little criteria, such little expectations on premarital sex. Like, don't get no one pregnant and don't catch anything.
That's all they say.
Do you feel like the Adventist church do not prepare young adults?
Absolutely
They don't, because like you said, that's all they say. Don't catch anything, don't get nobody pregnant, and that's all they say.
The third one, if you do it, you're going to hell.
Yeah, that's another thing they say. That's all they talk about.
They say young people gonna do it anyways. That's so they're like, go ahead.
Yeah, that's when you have the more liberal Adventist people. The conservative Adventists, you do it, you're going to hell. That's at least back home in the Caribbean, like that's like hellbound. That's what they used to say. It's crazy.
Okay. So now I feel like that's where the conversation needs to be held. So should we start having premarital sex conversation at a younger age? Because you say you started as a teenager, and we know many teenagers that have started already. So should we start having these conversations in the church at like 16, 15, or should we start at 18 and 21?
You want to know what's crazy?
You can go as low as 13, 12.
Hot take. Yeah. Hot take. I have a son who's about to be 13, a daughter who's about to be 12. We've had the conversation already.
Yeah, starting.
It's 2026.
You gotta go as young as
they
possible.
Have access to everything. Back when we were a teenager, we had dial-up. My kids right now, they don't have a cell phone, but they can watch YouTube videos on their watch. Do you know what I mean? Like the access is there. So you have to, no matter what age you think is appropriate, you have to start having the conversation a lot earlier.
And they're asking questions.
Yep.
Even as young as 12, 13, 11. Like they're asking questions they want to know. And we have to tell them, because then they're going to get older and they're just going to be just in the dark about things. And they're just going to just do things willingly, not knowing what the consequences of their actions are.
Yeah. And to be fair to the church though, at least the church I grew up in, we had these conversations. We just didn't understand. When you say, hey, you should have boundaries because when you get older and you get married, it's going to be tough. You're like, what are you talking about? I'm good. So you brush it off. But then you get older and you see, you know, when your parents used to say, you're going to see. But we're seeing now. So that's it.
I wanna pick back up on that in the next section, because I think that is something that has been dangerous in the church. Because they have a conversation, yes, but they don't actually have a conversation.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
It's either they sugarcoat it or they go straight to you're going to hell. Right. It's like you're on one opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm gonna need you to be really nitty gritty and dirty with these kids because they need to know what's going on.
Yeah. There's definitely a need to be more detailed in the types of conversations we have to have.
So circling back to you, Felicia, and sorry again for coming back to you, but if you tell a guy you are waiting, do you see sometimes that would make them try to engage you faster?
Like in terms of like marriage?
Yeah, like
no, that it does not happen.
And for guys, would that be okay? Let's look at Felicia. We can all see that she is a beautiful woman. If you know anything about her, she has a great job. She has everything going on for her. She's the whole package. So if a lady like this tell you she is waiting and you are attracted to her, would that make you engage her sooner, like 6 months and then marriage?
I'm gonna let Shane go with this one first.
I mean, not necessarily sooner, but she would definitely be like at the top of the list. Like, this is wifey. This is a trophy right here. It's a prized possession right here because she's everything. But you got some cars down there.
Oh, we're back to
because
the
we
cars.
gotta drive. I mean,
Being so serious right now. He has to test drive.
we gotta drive. So this is the price, but she's in the garage. She's polished.
The garage
every day.
is
She's
crazy.
perfect. But yeah, some other car is gonna be driven. Then we gonna drive. But yeah, she would definitely be like top ranked per se, because that's pure. That's
Okay, hold on. So obviously, yes, me. But let's say it's someone else. You would have that person just on the
Waiting?
side waiting like that?
And you're not scared that someone else is gonna
Yes!
So here's the thing, right? I've been trying to explain this to my wife recently, to help her understand the way in which the mind of a man works. Men are going to want to marry you, virgin, successful, like the whole package. But they know that you're not ready to give them what they want yet, but they still want to have what they want. So they will do all that they can to keep you, like he said, in that garage, basically, until they've had their fill, and then they come here. Because the fact that, I don't want to go back to the car metaphor, but
It's okay, we already
He
here.
already did. The garage, he already did.
but every man would prefer to drive a car that's brand new, drive it off the lot.
Yeah.
We don't want to have a used car. If we can have a choice, we're going to go for a brand new car every single time. And that's just how men operate. Now, I don't believe that it is fair for any man or any woman to say that, hey, I want you, but I'm not ready for you yet.
Right.
But I need you to stay here. So I'm going to string you along as much as I can until I'm ready for you. I don't think that's right. And I don't believe that any person should tolerate that level of engagement. But to answer your other question as well, if a man hears that, hey, I'm waiting for marriage, and all of a sudden they're just like, all right, bet, let's get married, don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
Because
it's a trap.
yeah.
I'm not, it's literally, they just want one thing.
Yeah, because
and
that was a
They're
criteria.
going to get it, and then things are going to fall apart after. It's just, I don't know. And this is why the Bible says, don't have sex before marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, I do, good point that you said don't do it, because nothing that comes fast, I guess, is gonna last. That's what I've always heard. So I think that is something to think on. If he wants to get married in 6 months, it may not be for love, maybe for lust. So you had said something about the church and how it ill prepares young adults for
Yes.
these type of conversations, to really set that boundaries and to be like, okay, this is a stand that I'm taking, and I'm taking it for me personally and for God. So how will we frame it? How should the church frame these type of conversations so it's not surface level conversations, that it could really stick with young adults or stick with those who are growing up?
I feel like I've been talking too much, so I'm gonna sit back on this one.
I feel like what was missing, personally, when I was younger, was true conversations. Like, we had mentors, but the mentors never told us that, hey, there's going to be a time when your wife's going to just want to sleep. And if you keep messing around there, when you get to that point, it's going to be difficult to just cuddle, per se. And so I think if we, especially as married men, explain to the younger guys that, hey, we've been there, we've done it. That's not it, you know? And I think we missed that because the thing was, don't do it. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Why? What happened why you're telling me not to do it?
Because the Bible says.
Because the Bible says. But you don't tell me that, hey, this is what happened to me. This is what happened to John around the block. And this is what happened to that marriage right there because they didn't follow what was in the Bible. So I think if we are, and I think it's going there, because I think we as the married adults now, we are way more open than back then. And so we are able to reason with a young mind and say, yo, bro, I know you want 10 women. I know you want to drive all these cars. I know you want to do that. But when you get to this point, it's not impossible because we do it. But it's going to be so difficult to be like, okay, wife is sleeping. I'm just going to take a cold shower. That's what they call it, you know? So, yeah, it's definitely just true conversations. It's the Bible, yes, and we follow the Bible wholeheartedly, but we live real lives. And so if we are real with ourselves and true with ourselves and say, hey, young man, this is why the Bible says it, because I had this experience right there. He's going to understand. So I think that's what was missing when I was younger, and I think we're getting there.
So personal experience and really seeing like, okay, the Bible said, maybe some people interpret the Bible differently. The way I interpret the Bible, what I'm looking at it may not be the way you see it, and I may not get the interpretation right away. So having that real experience, Shane comes and says, hey, Sametta, the Bible says this, but here is my personal life that I'm able to say, look, I am an example, like the way Jesus came, using Jesus as an example, right? Jesus walked through it. So Shane could say, I walked through it. I tested 5 cars, and I am able to show you the reason why your end goal should stay your end goal and don't bring any other factor into this. So you feel like if we do that, then the converse, more people are going to stray away from premarital sex?
I don't think it's necessarily a matter of straying away. So, for example, Merle and I, my wife, Merle and I, we are very passionate about this topic because both of us have gone through the conservative Caribbean Adventist church mentality of premarital sex, how strict they are around it, and how, like we said before, they will have conversations about it, but they don't actually have conversations about it. They don't tell you about the little things that you're going to have to deal with. They don't tell you about the things that you are preparing to, the bad habits that you're preparing to set for yourself, right? And so we have made it a point to say, we're going to be honest with these young people. Before we moved to North Carolina, the church that we attended, there's a group of youth, and we would literally just sit and talk to them and just hear what they're dealing with. And you know, they would talk about relationships and they would ask questions. And I'd be like, bro, when I was your age, don't do what I did, but this is what you should do.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that, but this is what you should do, right? And let people know that you can relate to the temptations that they're struggling with. You know what I mean? I think that people forget one of the things that made Jesus dying on the cross for our sins so powerful was that while he was on earth, he dealt with every type of sin that existed. He dealt with every type of sin that existed. You think there weren't these women out here in Jerusalem talking about he can make bread multiply. He walking on water. He don't even need no horse. He can just walk on water. All this kind of stuff. You trying to tell me you don't think that women were out here trying to get to him. On top of that, the devil knows who he is, and so you think he's not going to try and get him to. He has dealt with all of these things, right? And the reason why we try to emulate it is because we know he has dealt with all of these things, but we forget that all of these things literally means lust, temptation, flesh, the issue of lusting the flesh. Like, he's dealt with that too, but we don't talk about that. So growing up, you felt like you were the odd one. You were extra going to hell if you felt certain ways. Because as far as you're concerned, an Adventist person is not supposed to feel this. Yeah. Right? These are the things that I don't think the Adventist church is doing a good job at. I'm not saying that we don't have the conversations, but we're not getting down to the level where it can have a meaningful impact and that the youth can understand why we're seeing these things. Bro, stop watching porn. Why? Because you're watching somebody else have sex? Yes, but also you're going to train your body and your mind to an expectation that you may not get as reality, and that's going to cause marital issues down the line. They don't say any of those things. The guys who were addicted to porn and then they got married in the Adventist church, you only find out about it if there's a scandal. Yeah. And the news blows up and all that kind of stuff. And you're just like, the whole time I'm telling you I'm struggling and you couldn't tell me.
You couldn't relate. You could have been relating with the person this whole entire time. Exactly. You're just keeping it under wraps.
So and it's beneficial too, because as an adult, like, if I'm trying to mentor you, that's motivating me to keep myself straight because I want to set a good example for you. So it goes both ways. But we don't do that. And I think that's a detriment to how people view the church as well. Because a lot of people leave, and I've seen this in my lifetime, they leave because they're just like, I'm not strong enough to resist the temptation, so I'm just going to leave. Because if I do it, I know I'm a bad Adventist, or a bad Adventist as they like to call me, and I'm going to go to hell. And so I'm just going to leave so I don't even have to feel the guilt or the pressure, right? Versus if they knew that they were in a place that with people who are also struggling, they would say, I'm having a hard time. Let me go to this person who's having a hard time, who I know has had hard times but made it through. You know what I mean? I do have a question for you. We gonna keep going back to you in this conversation. I'm sorry, but have you found, because you have made it this far, right? Have you found anyone in your church experience that has helped to keep you on the straight and narrow?
Oh, that has helped to keep me? I thought you were about to ask me if anybody else is like me in church.
Oh, no, I'm not. No.
If I found anybody that's kept me on. So the reason why I came to this decision was because I went to a women's retreat and they were having a separate segment for teens. And it just so happened that the weekend conversation was about premarital sex. And that was like the first time someone, like, they had a biblical point, but then they broke it down and then they actually gave a life experience and they were very honest with us. And I sat back, I was like, 13, 14 at the time. And I was like, I get it. Like, I didn't completely get it. I'm 13, I'm 14, I don't completely get it. But I get it enough to be like, oh, so that's the reason why. Instead of my mom and dad always telling me, you're going to go to hell. You know, I'm seeing it from literally witnessing it in person and somebody telling me what their experience was and how it affected them later on in life, that I'm just like, oh, I get it. And then just seeing things throughout life with like friends and what they've dealt with, and just seeing that, and I realized, like, yeah, this really is not for me. And I'm gonna be honest, like, the reason why I've held out so long, part of it is from that aspect, but it's also just, after relationships have ended, I've kind of like contemplated, I'm like, I don't think I truly loved you enough to actually take that point and to feel comfortable and secure and safe to know that we can take this next level. And I think that's really kind of, it's like half of it. It's like, did I love you enough? Did I feel secure? The biblical perspective and the experiences that come with it kind of mesh together. And I realized, like, I think I'm going to wait.
And I like the point that you said, because yes, I did engage in premarital sex, but then also a few years later, I decided like, I'm gonna wait or abstinence until whenever the decision comes next. And I realized I can date and I can separate from people without having that emotional toll on me, like how I used to when we used to engage in sex. Like taking sex out of a relationship really does give you a clear perspective versus, yeah, I see the red flags. Now I'm really, I'm able to separate like, oh no, this is too soon versus me being confusing sex and lust with, oh, I love this person and I'm blinded. I don't see the red flags. Now I'm able to be like, oh, no, you are full of it. Like, you go your way, let me go my way. And I'm not over there crying because, oh, I missed sex with this person where I think I missed love with this person. Versus I'm just like, oh, okay, it didn't work out. And that is okay.
Yeah.
Plus, I will say, when you find the right partner,
That you talking about waiting? You find the right person to wait with, or just
when you find the person that God wants you to be with, you ain't gotta worry about sex. Because I've been with my wife now. We've been together for almost 20 years, and married for almost 15. And it wasn't until, let's say, the last 4 or 5 years that we really started to connect on that level. Like, when I say connect on that level, I don't mean, hey, sex was never good. But I'm saying, like, we connect on a level now where it's just like, I understand why God said, I'm one man for one woman.
Yeah.
Like, I get it now. Like, I get it. Before, I used to say, oh, premarital sex, do it, just be smart, whatever. You got to test it out, whatever, right? Now, I am in the mindset of, hey, I understand that you may choose to do it, but if you don't, and if you trust in God, when He brings you to that person, I promise you it will be worth it. Yeah, it will be worth it. Because when you find that person that God wants you to be with, He's going to make sure that side of your life is good to go. It may not, like you said, happen exactly when you want it all the time. But when it does happen, you worried about them used cars from back in the day. You ain't even thinking about that.
I don't care about that.
You're thinking about that. You're going, you're shining up your car. You're making sure everything is good to go. It's worth the wait. I will say that.
And that, I mean, it's a journey because my wife was like you, and I was not. And I didn't understand her perspective as to why she's not that into sex like I'm into it. And I see now, like, it's a journey. It took years of me being with her, communicating with her, studying her, and be like, oh, it makes sense. Because life is not just about sex. It's good, it's nice, it's all that. But what God wanted to be was a connection for a married couple. We use it for something else. We use it just to please this part of our brain that keeps me right. So the journey that I took to get to the point where I understood why my wife is perfectly fine going long aspects without sex, I could have avoided that if I did the same thing. So, and then the pressure came on her. But like, why aren't you like this? Why don't you give me what I want when I want it? Just like how I used to back in the day. I could have avoided all that if I just followed the principles of the Bible and, just waited. Just waited.
So do you feel like sex is just physical, or does it create a deeper emotional or spiritual connection?
That's a good question. I am understanding this now, that men and women are different. And it's not I'm generalizing this, but I understand it doesn't apply to everyone in the same way, right? But men can have sex and it just be physical. Mm-hmm. Women are more so a mental and emotional connection, right? Mm-hmm. Again, I've been married to my wife for almost 15 years. And sometimes if I haven't been watering the plants throughout the week, throughout the day, mm-hmm. she ain't looking at me. Mm-hmm. No, because there's more than just being physically ready to mm-hmm. do it. Right. Like, there are things that need to be done beforehand, and I have learned that, and I'm now understanding how true that is. There is a difference. And the truth is, men also need some level of connection as well. Can we do it just physical? Yes. But it's so much better when you have that emotional and mental connection there.
But also, I think we think it's just physical when we do it, but Touché. It's way deeper than that.
Touché,
because you develop this connection with whatever female you do it. Yes, you have one night stands and all that, but some part of you has been, like, someone taught me that each time you do it with someone, a part of you is left with that person. I'm like, so that's not true, but it is. It is
scientifically proven.
And that's mm-hmm. one of the reasons why another reason why I didn't want to mess with that. I was like, I don't need that attachment to you when I know you're probably not going to be in my life for a long time.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then you start having, like, and those who engage, have you ever felt like you've been with somebody and then after you've been with them, some personality that they had, now you starting to see it in yourself?
Yes.
Like, I was with somebody and they had they would get mad for random things. And I realized afterwards, I started getting mad for random things. And I'm just like, this is not really my personality. So I think I had read, like, what you guys said, like, some part of the person stays with you. And I'm like, did I take their personality on?
Some people call it soul ties.
Yeah, soul ties.
Yeah.
We call it soul ties. And it's easy to just brush that off and be like, oh, you're superstitious or you're ridiculous or whatever. But as a Christian, you know that it's real. Soul ties are real.
Yeah.
Because there are demons who mm-hmm. are there with you, and they're going to implant whatever they want to implant while you're doing the things you're not supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Because they understand the power of sex. They understand the sanctity of it, and it's supposed to be in a marriage. And so they're going to make sure that they mess you up as much as they can just from you doing that one thing.
Yeah, the Bible said it. I mean, sex is the only one that you do with both your body and the spirit. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely, we think it's just physical, but it's way, way deeper than that. It's way deeper than that.
And that's why God made it as amazing as he did. Yes.
Yes.
So, Shane and I have been talking a lot, right? But I want to hear from you two ladies, right? What are you looking for? You're, remain the virgin. You're abstinent. What are you looking for in order to know that, hey, this is the person that I'm ready to lose it with or to do it again with? Like, what is that criteria for you?
Ooh.
Right.
I'm gonna let you go, girl.
Okay. For me particularly, I would say I don't want it to be like a feeling thing. I think before I used to lean more into my feelings. How do I feel? Does this person make me feel good? Where feeling flickers, feelings changes all the time based on if I had a bad day at work. So I'm really looking for, like, is this person, my prayer always is, as for me and my house, we would serve the Lord. Mm. That has always been my prayer. So in the past, yes, I have always been my mindset, but I haven't been leaning towards it. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm almost 30, I'm like, is that his goal as well? Mm-hmm. Or is his goal, oh, she looks good, and so let me just get what I can get from her and leave. So my thing is, I'm really asking, or when I'm having conversations with guys and going on dates, where their mindset at? Is it we're going to serve the Lord together, or is this somebody who looks good? I'm gonna get what I want from her, and I'm just gonna leave. And also, is he a good man? Can he raise my kids in the way of the Lord? Because I want kids. Can he raise my kids in the way of the Lord? Can he pray for me when I am having, like, I can't pray for myself? Will he be able to be there when I'm having a crisis and calm me down? So what qualities he has that is able to uplift me and bring me closer to God instead of drawing me away from God? That is what I look for.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like it's the same. A man of God, and I know people like to throw that term out a lot, man of God, but someone who has a relationship with Christ, someone who wants to better their relationship with Christ. For me, when I date, it's not because I just want someone by my side. I want to get married, so I'm always looking for someone who has the qualities that I want in a husband, and someone in qualities that I want. And someone who has qualities that I want in a father, because I also want kids. I feel like it's the basic things, like, are you honest? Can I trust you? Because sex is something that you have to trust your partner with, you know? So can I trust you when we get to that point? Are you going to take care of me? Are you going to lead this house the way that God wants you to lead this house? So, I mean, that's basically it. You know, you talk about you want to serve the Lord. That's the same way I feel. I just don't want no bozo on the street, you know, a wolf in sheep's clothing, coming saying you're saying all these things to me that I might want to hear, but in actuality, that's not how you feel, you know? And like I said, like, it's something that I have to deal with, being a virgin and not having sex, that I have to find someone who's also comfortable with waiting as well. Because a lot of people say they are and they're not.
No, it's true. And also, being abstinent, someone says, "Oh, why did you have sex with them? But now you want to be abstinent with me." So it's like, I always have to explain myself. It's not a you thing. It's me. It's me. Because I know how I was when I was in abstinence, how my mindset was different than how it is now. So it's not you, it's me. And if I want this relationship to progress healthy, I think it's best that we do stay abstinent so we can learn each other, learn our qualities, learn our dislikes and our like outside of the bedroom. Sometimes once you introduce sex, that is it.
And you said it earlier, talking about you can see the red flags more easily because it does cloud your judgment a little bit. So now that you are, the veil has been lifted, you can see things more clearly, be like, you know what? That's not going to work with me. I don't like that. I can't compromise with that. Let's move on from it.
Okay, but what if you guys, so you said before, and you both kind of said the same thing, that sometimes there are guys who aren't comfortable with waiting. They say that they are, but they're not. But what if you meet a guy who actually wants to be with you, but they're upfront? Because both of you said earlier that you guys like honesty, right? But what if he's upfront and be like, yo, this is going to be hard. I don't know how you're supposed to be looking at you all the time and not want it, but I respect your boundaries and I am down to wait. But I am going to need your help. I'm going to need your forgiveness in advance because I'm a human and I may fall and be like, please, or whatever, right? How would you approach that if a man was upfront with you from the beginning? Just as you're upfront with him about waiting until marriage, and same for you, like, how would you handle that if that guy came to you?
So for me, I actually had that experience that I was upfront with them. I was like, I want to wait. And he told me, okay. And the relationship ended, obviously. But he was honest. He was like, that's going to be a bit of a struggle for me, but you're worth me putting in the sacrifice to do that. And things would get heated and I'd be like, I'm good. And he'd be like, okay, babe, that's fine. And I know there are points where he was like really like fighting it, but then we've had conversations outside of it and he was like, yeah, I was like, when I was at your house and we were watching and it got heated and we had to stop, like, that was a problem for me and we talked through it and we worked on it. I mean, unfortunately, the relationship did not work out, but I mean, he was the only person I ever dated that actually wanted to like put in the effort to wait. And unfortunately, but you know, it didn't end because of sex. It ended for a completely different reason. Okay. But I appreciated him for being honest with me. And anytime we did deal with it and it did come up, he was honest to like say like, hey, I'm struggling. Let's pray about it. Let's do something to, fix the situation.
And for me, I would say if somebody is honest with me, and I would take out the environment where things do get heated, that close proximity, where how much time are we spending together in close spaces? Because I know how, from touching, feeling, my love language is physical touch. So you are struggling, and I may be helping you by rubbing your leg, holding your hands, and now you're like, okay, she has led me on, so maybe she wants me to continue. And then midway, I'm like, oh no, we have to stop. I feel like that is not fair to them because I'm the one who started it. And once you start rubbing, my thoughts start going one place. So it's just like, okay, let's go to the park. Let's go to a movie. Let's go somewhere with friends. Let's be around people so we are not tempted to do something in my room, in your space.
And that's something that you're going to have to keep doing. You're going to have to it can't always be let's hang out at the house. Let's watch a movie.
Right.
You're going to have to be out in public, be around people to not have that immediate temptation. Because just like you, like, I don't like physical touch, but for some reason I realized I like physical touch with my partner. So I've had to like realize like, oh girl, you got to back up for a second, because not only it's a problem for you, but now it's causing a problem for him. And you have to be mindful of that. Like, don't put yourself in that situation.
Right. It's like you're putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation. Now it's like, but babe, come on, you started this. And you be like, but look, it's like, I'm so sorry, I know, but
I don't know what to do, dude, I don't know. And the same person, it's happened multiple times with the ex, and he was like, I guess I'm just gonna have to take a shower now. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's hilarious. I think we gotta bring our wives on next time. I think it's interesting hearing these perspectives, but I also feel like we're just two guys and we're only sharing our perspectives. And I think, especially for the both of you in a scenario like this, hearing a woman's perspective is going to be key. For you, it'll be, because if your wife was a virgin until you, that's a great example there. My wife was not. And that's a great example there. And we're also very open to sharing. Obviously, we're not going to tell y'all all of our business. But we're open to being honest and sharing that. And I think it would be good because people, not just you guys, but people who might be watching or listening to this, they're going to have questions that we can't answer or perspectives we can't give. Yeah. So I think if we bring the wives in next time, I think that would be able to really helpful. And then we can have a more holistic conversation around this instead of a one-sided idea.
Because, Shane brought it up how he said his wife was like me and how she can go so long without it, but you feel like you kind of want it now. And I never thought of it from that perspective. I was like, dang, is that what's going to happen when I get married? Like, he probably going to want it Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it's just like, I'm good. And then if a teenager comes in, they're going to watch it and they're just going to be like, so this is the reason why, like, you don't need to have premarital sex.
Pause. I'll stop you right there. Because I also know people who, guy was out here running them streets. She was not. She was saving it for marriage. They got married and she'd be like, I've been waiting all this time. I'm going to make up for all their years. All this time, and he couldn't handle that because he done experienced everything he wanted to experience. So he was just like, ain't nothing new. But for her, everything was new. So it could go either way. Or we all pray for this for everybody. You find where both of y'all are just like can't get enough. That's the ideal, but it's just a matter of finding your own conviction. And I think helping younger men and women to understand that is key, and we need to have wives on this. For the guys, we're good. We got the guys, but we need the wives to come in and to help with this, man. So we gotta sort that out and get that going.
Absolutely, and I think that is something that is in the works that we will be doing. I agree.
Cool. I'm ready for it.
Me too.
All right. So,
but just to add, it's crazy that now that we're older and we're more mature and we're able to handle our marriage with respect and be able to put away the past and this is something new. It dawns on you how important it is to have that kind of relationship with God.
Yes.
Because I read something the other day that said there are aspects of God's personality that you will find through your wife. And there are aspects of his personality that she will find through you. So when she sees you, will she see God's personality coming out through you? Because he said, I made man and woman. So he split his personality per se and say, hey, there are aspects in her and there are aspects in him. And so as a man, having that connection with God is so important to navigate what you're seeing, what you're hearing. The women that like to see the ring, because there are women that like rings. You know this,
bro.
Yeah,
that's a real thing, dog.
So when you have that connection with God, you be like, God, you gave me this woman. I pledged before you with her in front of me. We had all this. This is what you gave me. And I'm going to do my best to honor you by honoring her because your personality shines through her. And so once you guys find guys that are like, yeah, it's me and God. It's you, yes, but it's me and God. And then you're added to it. And I'm going to honor you the way I honor God because he shines through you. And once you communicate, it's fine. Because my wife might not want it every day. She knows I want it every day. And so we work it out. Yeah. And then sometimes she's like, okay, you're going to get it every day. I'm like, okay. Might not work out that way, but we work on it. It's communication. And trust me, it goes a long way.
Yeah. And we're so excited to see Shane's wife perspective. Hopefully we'll have your wife next time to really see her perspective on this. And your wife too. This is going to be amazing. Just like you said, having the wives to really hear their perspective on what does it look like after I do.
Yeah.
This is Visually Speaking. I'm Sametta.
I'm Felicia.
I'm Shane.
And I'm Fitz.
And thank you for tuning in with us. Have a great night, everyone.
See y'all in part 2.
Yeah.